Alright guys, so I normally only do videos on products that I think are worth you guys knowing about. And I generally don't talk about all of the products that just aren't impressive or the ones that I think are completely overrated. So today I wanted to do a video specifically on the earbuds that I think are just some of the worst, or the ones that I do think are the most overrated, especially when it comes to the bigger name brands. Now we could talk all day about like the cheap Chinese earbuds and how bad some of those are, but we're going to focus more on the bigger names. And some of these may be good for you, and I'm not saying that if you do like these, your taste is just awful or anything like that, but I get the luxury of testing a lot of earbuds, and I do start to see where there's a lot of value in some of the other brands or some of the cheaper earbuds. So this is just to focus on the ones that I think are the worst and the ones that I think are the most overrated. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into number 5, which is the Bose Ultra Open Earbuds. Now obviously in the last year, the clip-on style earbuds have become really popular, and almost every company has jumped on this bandwagon. You've seen these released like in droves this year. And of course, Bose had to come out with a premium option, but they came in with a way too premium price tag. I mean, these come in at $299 for an open ear style earbud. And I feel like they just tried to feed off that Ultra name because they've had some success with the Quiet Comfort Ultras. But what are you getting for $299? Well, you're not getting any active noise canceling, which kind of makes sense in this design. You're not getting any high-end Bluetooth codecs. There's no wireless charging unless you spend $50 extra to get the case that's capable of this. There was originally no multi-point connection, and you're only getting 7 hours of battery life and pretty much some just mediocre sound quality. And at $300, this just makes no sense. And I understand people wanting premium options when it comes to certain things, but the Shox Open Dots come in at $199 and is a much better option if you're just wanting to go this route. Now, number 4 on the list is the Amazon Echo Buds. Now, they haven't released any of these recently, and this is more specifically the pair from 2023. But the original Echo Buds came out pretty strong in 2020. They used dual balanced armature drivers, and Bose even helped them with their active noise reduction, not cancellation. But then the second gen came out and they switched to dynamic drivers and they added active noise canceling, and they even stayed pretty competitive with the price. But then the third gen came out, and that's the pair we're going to talk about, and they went to an open ear design like the AirPods. So there's no noise canceling. The earbuds only got about 4 hours of battery life, and the sound was just blah. I mean, in fact, it was pretty bad. And they did drop the price down to $50, and I think this is just more so to have everybody have an earbud that had them have access to Alexa all the time. This was just a bad earbud, and I definitely had to include them on this list. Now, the next one on the list is, we're pretty much just gonna say it's any Skullcandy True Wireless earbud prior to the Method 360 ANC. And this one's kind of a shame because I have always been a huge fan of Skullcandy products, but it just seems like they've never been able to get it right when it comes to true wireless earbuds. I mean, they came out priced way too high with the Skullcandy Push. Eventually, they released the Push Ultra, which is like their active lineup of earbuds, but it didn't have ear tips and it was open ear. So you really couldn't wear it at the gym or anywhere where it's noisy because you couldn't hear your music. Now they eventually did start to add ear tips, so they did kind of fix that. But then like all of their other earbuds that had noise canceling just never seemed effective. And then the sound quality just always had this lifeless feel to it. Now, eventually they did have a hit with the Skullcandy Dime, but I think that was just because it was cheaply priced and it was pretty small and convenient and easy to just kind of keep on you at all times. But once they released the Method 360 ANC, they finally just let another company just handle the sound quality, and it made such a huge difference. In fact, that may be my favorite earbud of this year, and it was just an incredible value at $99. And I don't think they're going to be able to top this, but I do like the direction that they're going in. Now, the next one on the list is the Sony WF-1000X M5s. Now, this one's kind of a weird one for me because I do love the noise canceling that are on them, especially once you switch to better ear tips than what they've included in the box. But the price tag just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's $300, and I know that the XM lineup goes up in price every year, so that really shouldn't be like a huge surprise. But there's not really a huge leap when it comes to the sound quality. Now, when it comes to noise canceling, this is definitely going to be the first pair that I grab or gravitate towards, but it is not the first pair that I go for when it comes to sound quality. And again, I think that $300 is just insane, especially for what you're getting. Now, the last one we're going to talk about, and the number one worst or most overrated, in my opinion, is Apple's AirPods. Now, I know it's no secret. If you're a fan of this channel or if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Apple products, but I can give them recognition where I feel like it's due. I mean, the AirPods Max, I feel like, are very good. And I also have been a huge fan of the way that they have turned the Beats lineup around. I mean, it's made a huge difference since Apple have taken over, and the way that they've changed the tuning on the Beats lineup of products. However, the AirPods, to me, are just essentially a wireless version of what you used to already get free with your iPods or with your iPhones. I mean, there's just nothing special about these when it comes to sound quality. And I think they're getting away with this because people like the convenience of how it works within Apple's ecosystem. It's easy to go from one product to the next without having to go into a lot of settings. But again, they just sound like earbuds that you would get free with your phone or with a media player. There's just nothing special to it. And in my opinion, what makes it worse is in the 4th gen or the latest one, they decided to add an active noise canceling option to an open ear product and sell it for $179. This is absolutely insane to me. And it was also insane when they tried to upcharge people for a wireless charging case on their previous version of AirPods. I mean, trust me, the active noise canceling on an open ear style of earbuds is about as effective as a wetsuit going into the ocean made of Swiss cheese. But they get away with it because it's just Apple being Apple. Now, the last one that I wanted to mention, and this is kind of like an honorable mention, are the Pixel Buds from 2018. Now, this is the original ones that had the cable that went behind your neck and attached the two earbuds. These were just so bad. I mean, first off, the case on these sucked. I mean, your earbuds weren't always charging because you had this cable in the way in the charging case. And the cable on it is just inconvenient. And what makes it even more inconvenient is the way that they tried to have the cable affect how the earbuds fit. I mean, you had to slide the cable through the earbuds and have it loop up to tighten the earbuds in your ears. And the big negative here, and this is important when it comes to audio products, is the sound was just so bad. I mean, it was pure horse manure wrapped up in this pretty little box that they charged $159 for. I mean, this product never made sense. And honestly, once Google released the Pixel Buds, the actual true wireless ones, it felt like they just moved on from that one like it never happened. I think Google even realized how bad of a product this was. So I had to throw this one in as an honorable mention. But guys, that wraps up this video on talking about earbuds that I feel like are the worst or at least the most overrated. Again, I normally don't hit on these too much because I focus on things that I think you should know about or products that I think are worth checking out. And I'm curious to see which ones you guys think are overrated. So definitely let me know in the comment section. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.